So this is the last review for the Death Knight class for the Legion pre-patch, and now we're reviewing the spells and talents of the Unholy Death Knight. So let's take a look here. What's new and what has stayed. This is pretty much the same besides some of the spells. So we have the anti-magic shell, which we already know what this one does. Death and decay, 30 seconds cooldown instead of 50-second cooldown, in contrast with the Death Knight. We have Army of the Dead, which is the only spec that has the Army of the Dead here. We have Death Coil. It's the same as we've known up until then, but only the Death Knight has it now. We have Control Undead, it's the same, so Death Strike, same effect. Then we have Dark Transformation, which transforms your ghoul into a powerful undead monstrosity for 20 seconds. The ghoul's abilities are power, whatever, 1 minute cooldown. Then we have Festering Strike, which deals damage and affects the target with 2 to 4 festering wounds. Festering wound is a pustulate lesion that will burst on death or when damaged by Scourge Strike, dealing 8000 shadow damage and generating 3 runic power. And then we have the Icebound Fortitude, as well as the same thing as we found on the Frost Death Knight. We have Scourge Strike, which is an annoying strike that deals physical damage and shadow damage and causes 1 festering wound to burst. So it goes to increase, to spread the damage. It causes festering wounds, and when you use Scourge Strike, you burst one of these wounds to deal damage, AoE damage, as it seems. So we have Summon Gargoyle, which is a DPS cooldown. It does a lot of damage. Wraithwalk, it was already shown before. It's a speed boost and a movement impairing spell. And we have Outbreak, which is a plague. It's a disease, another disease. So there's 2 diseases, and once you use Festering Strike, you then burst the wounds with Scourge Strike, and it keeps on going. So just to have a small demonstration here, let's see. So it seems that the ghoul isn't required anymore. Did you see the stacks clearing there? It seems that it isn't required now for the 1 and 2 AoE damage. It seems now that the Dark Transformation spell, it's not necessary to stack the Death Coil 5 times as it was before, I believe. So pretty simple now. Let's see how the talents change the gameplay. So How Will Serve. Your Raise Dead spell summons an additional skeletal minion and its cooldown is removed. Okay. Then we have Bursting Swords. Festering wounds deal 50% more damage when burst, and all enemies within 8 yards of a burst of festering wounds suffer 7,000 damage. So this is a good one, and again it screams AoE all over it. And then we have Ebon Fever. Virulent Plague deals the same damage in half the time. Virulent Plague, which is this one. Half the time. I really don't know which one is. Can I have 2? Oh, I have 2. Okay. Do both of them turn? No, just one. So let's just see. Oh, it's an archer. It's an archer. Okay. Okay then. Uh, this one looks nice, but I don't know. Heaven Fever seems like a good choice here, so that I can use it a lot more. Uh, so I don't know, Heaven Fever perhaps. Let's now see the others. So Epidemic, cause each of your virulent plagues within 10 yards to flare up, dealing 13,000 shadow damage to the infected enemy and additional damage to all other enemies near them. AoE, this is AoE. Every 6 festering wounds you burst, you gain 1 rune. That's good, I believe. And then we have Blighted Rune Weapon. Your next 4 auto attacks infect your target with 2 festering wounds. 1 minute cooldown, 4 auto attacks, 8 festering wounds. But this already does a lot of damage. I believe Pestilent Pustules, 1 rune, so every 6 festering wounds. I believe this is the best one to keep the rotation faster. So now we have Unholy Phrasing. When a festering wound bursts, you gain 100% increased attack speed for 2 seconds. Damn it, if it had been aced, this would be a catastrophe, seriously. Castigator. Each festering strike critical strike applies 2 additional festering wounds. Each Scourge strike critical strike bursts 1 additional festering wound. This seems like really like a math issue and not a gameplay issue. Let's just see. Clothing Shadows replaces Scourge Strike. Deals 30,000 shadow damage and causes 1 festering wound to burst. I don't really know. Only shadow damage instead of physical damage and shadow damage, but it deals a lot less, so nah. This says so 9,000 plus 9.5 plus 7.5. It's like it's 18, and this one is only 13. Nope, that's not even close. Math, it's a math problem here. Perhaps I would choose this one instead. You gain increased attack speed. Raise Dead now summons an abomination instead of a ghoul with improved innate abilities. Okay, Asphyxiate with the target, this is a stun. And then Outbreak, reduce the movement speed of all affected enemies by 50%. Sludge Belcher here for the PvE. For the PvE, PvP it's probably Asphyxiate. Or the Debilitating Infestation for it's only 3 seconds, but it should be for the against ranged perhaps, or people or classes with a lot of mobility. Then we have Spell Hitter. Your anti-magic shell is 20% larger and lasts 5 seconds long. Larger, what do they mean by larger? I don't know. Corpse Shield. For the next 10 seconds, 90% of all damage you take is transferred to your abomination. If your abomination is slain while this spell is active, it cannot be resummoned for 30 seconds. Well, this is a lot better than the Spell Hitter for sure. Then we have Lingering Apparition. You move 30% faster during Wraith Walk and its cooldown is reduced by 50 seconds. For PvP, I'd say this one is a lot better. It is a lot better, I believe. Then we have Shadow Infusion. While your abomination is not transformed, Death Coil will also reduce the remaining cooldown of Dark Transformation by 5 seconds. Okay, this is a good one, a very good one. Necrosis, dealing damage with Death Coil, cause your next Scourge Strike to deal 35% increased damage, and it seems to me that it doesn't stack, so Then we have your Abomination's Cleaver attack has a 35% chance to cause a festering wound on the target. Cleaver attack. I don't really. I believe the Shadow Infusion should be better. Should be a better one. So let's go for this one. And let's go. Wow, the last tire. Dark Habiter replaces Summon Gargoyle. Summon a Valkyr to attack the target for 50 seconds. 15 seconds only. This one is 40 seconds. The Valkyr will gain 1% increased damage for every 1 runic power you spend. Oh, but then again, 50 seconds. I don't really like it. Defile replaces Death and Decay. This is a spell that was already in the game. So defiles the ground targeted by the Death Knight for 10 seconds. Every 1 second, if there are any enemies standing in the defile, it deals 3,500 Shadow Frost damage to them and grows in radius. And decreases your mastery by 31, stacking up to 10 times. While you remain within defile, your Scourge Strike will hit all enemies near the target. AoE talent. AoE talent. And then we have Soul Reaper, which is an execute. Oh, 45 second cooldown. Strike an enemy soul for that's a lot of damage as well. Afflicting them with Soul Reaper for 5 seconds. Bursting a festering wound on an enemy afflicted by Soul Reaper grants 7% haste for 50 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Let's take a look at how this will play out in here. So first we have the plagues, okay, and we can use the dark transformation. Oh, I didn't put up the talent here, the Soul Reaper talent. I had it before in this one, then I'll put on this one. So Festering Strikes here, 8 Festering Strikes, and now I don't have Scourge Strikes to deal. There's one, there's another. The cooldown goes pretty fast there of the Dark Transformation, as you can see, and bang, bang, bursts. This is kinda cool. And now you're not dependent on annoy runes alone or frost runes alone, so then let's use the Death Reaper. Death Reaper, oh, I don't have, damn, I messed up. Should have been used more. Now I only have, now I must wait. Let's wait a little bit. Cooldown goes pretty fast here. Let's wait for Soul Reaper now. I must have some blistering, festering wounds, and then some runes, but I can see the runes here, so I'm kind of at a disadvantage. So I must Scourge Strike all this, and then the haste is increased here, as you can see. So this one is a cool mechanic. Let's just use the Dark Habiter only to see the effect, because all the others are pretty much passives. and the file, you already know the file. It's from the Witch King encounter and from previous expansions that it was already available, so it's probably not new to you. Let's just see how the Arbiter behaves here. Let's just earn some runic power. Some runic power here. Let's use it, and now let's wait for it to... Here it comes. Whoa, that's a lot of damage. But then again, it's only 15 seconds. It compared to the 40 seconds. I don't even believe that the math behind will compare against the gargoyle and another choice of talents. So I believe I've covered it pretty much as it was, all the options here, not the other talents of course, because I can't test them, and even if I could, I believe it would extend the duration of the video by far than it already is. So I hope you have enjoyed the review, and keep checking for more content if you enjoyed it. So I'll see you around. Bye.